Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for April 29th, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, master numerologist, and channel. So as I'm feeling into the energy today, I'm feeling a bit of tension in the heart, and there's this holding on in the mind. And today's energy is brought to us with the Five of Clubs, a displacement of the Five of Clubs and the energy of the Three. And the Five of Clubs is really this energy of just restlessness, of curiosity, of searching for information, but searching for information because of the value of information rather than bringing that into our own experience. It's this place of where for some, they may not necessarily be happy with their lives because they avoid their emotions, they avoid commitment with others, they avoid deep connections. And the deep connections can be from this place of not feeling valuable, not feeling worthy, not feeling as though they can attain a relationship or be in a relationship. Because their sense of freedom is from outside of themselves. And so they prefer to travel, to do other things, to do what they want. They may not necessarily be committed to others, but at the same time, may not necessarily be committed to ourselves. And the energy of the Three is really this flow of energy. It's this amplification. It's this give me more. It's an abundance. It is a beautiful energy that helps you to move your emotion out in the world in the direction and the focus of what you desire, right? To move your thoughts, your intention, what you want with the feeling of what it is and move that into the world so that you can actually bring in the experience of that, right? And so as I was feeling into this energy, I could already feel it yesterday. It was starting to come through, and I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about healing, right? And many of you know that I'm a healer. I began my business as a Reiki practitioner, right? And it just evolved into more. And the question is really, what if everything we knew about healing was wrong? And this is for all of you who go to practitioners, those that are practitioners, way showers, that are teachers, that are mentors. What if everything we knew about healing was wrong? And what if all of that we knew was actually creating a dedication to our past? Right? That we are dedicated to what has happened in the past, that we actually resist moving forward because we're actually stuck in a healing pattern, in a pattern of healing that keeps us in place because we are not willing to take responsibility for our future, that we are not willing to take responsibility to decide what can happen in the future, that we decided that in this healing, we would rather focus on dissecting the pattern, on looking for the limiting beliefs, on proving that all of these really impact our lives. And to heal it is to feel good, right? To go to a practitioner and to feel that feeling of, oh, wow, that feels amazing. I feel light. I feel great. I feel perfect. And yet at the same time, we do not take this and move forward with it, right? That we hold ourselves back from it because now we just look for the next thing to heal. In fact, our body plays with us and it brings us these situations where now as healers, we have to heal this next thing. Oh, I have a headache and a migraine. Oh, I have a pain in my back. Oh, I have this showing up in my body. Well, what if you could just create well-being in your body here now? Right? What if you could just feel well-being in your body here now? And notice what happens. I'm feeling well-being, the energy of well-being in my body here now. And I'm going to invite you to continue to feel that as I continue to speak, right? Because this is really for all of the people, and I have navigated this. I have been navigating this addiction to healing because I had an idea that I had to find the lesson. I had to understand the reason why it happened, why my ancestors did what they did. I had to clear the trauma in my own ancestral line. I had to do all of those things. But what if we kept on repeating all of those things and decided unconsciously to be dedicated to our past so that we could prove all of the places where we were wrong, where we weren't listening, where we made the wrong decisions, to prove that we could heal our bodies? And what if all of that, all of this stuff that was happening in our body was just to bring us into the awareness that we actually are recreating it because we're creators, and that we have this beautiful opportunity to shift that, to stop that, to prioritize what it is that I want, to see that everything that we have had manifested in our own bodies, that we have manifested in our own lives, is what we actually created, and that we're continuing to do that again and again and again. Today's energy of the Five of Clubs is that of truth. It's the quest for truth. And what if what we are untangling right now is that? That somewhere within you, there is this addiction or this codependence to healing, to a modality, to a crystal, to a mentor, to a guide, to a person that is outside of you. What if, and I'm going to ask you if you're still feeling the well-being in your body, what if you could just create in the moment? What if your intention could just be adjusted, right? What if you could just experience what you wanted here now? Every time we have an experience where we are needing to heal something, or we're looking for a limiting belief, we are bringing our past forward here now. We're the ones that are activating it. We are the ones that are activating the limiting beliefs and the thoughts because we are not feeling whole with what it is that we desire, whether that's going to be love or money or wealth or a car, whatever that is. And that one awareness is to bring you into this place where I get to decide that I will become whole with that. That in this moment, as you are continuing to feel well-being in your body, you are becoming whole with it. You've decided to feel well-being in the body, and so now you are feeling whole with it. It is being felt in your body here now. And so your invitation with this Five of Clubs and with this 3 is to simplify by deciding that whatever is rising up for me is bringing me into an awareness of where I'm not whole with what I actually want, where I don't believe that I can have it, where I don't believe that, where I think that there are limiting beliefs. Yeah, there are. And let's continue to move forward. I decide to have it anyway. Because I decide that in this truth, that I can have whatever it is that I desire, that I can be whole with it, that I am whole. And that I don't have to continue to dedicate myself to the past to heal it. It's already done, it's happened, it's there. That I'm going to, in this truth of who I am, I'm going to bring my future here now. And I'm going to feel that desire. I'm going to allow myself to have it. I'm going to be one with it. I'm going to be one with it. I'm going to feel as though I already have it. You know, it's funny. I've been playing with creating my experiences, you know, if you've been following me for a while. And so I noticed a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't playing with wealth. And I thought, oh man, I was talking to the same friend. I was like, oh my goodness, I just noticed that I haven't been focused on wealth. I haven't been focused on playing with it, right? And so I think I'm going to bring that back into my focus. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's play with it. And so I decided to play with it. I decided to play with wealth. Now I had a large sum expense that was coming up and that I was going to go and pay. Right. And so I was playing with wealth and I decided, okay, I decide that I'm going to have this paid for. Like I'm going to play with wealth and I want the money just to come in for this. Right. That's what I'm wanting to play with. That's what I'm wanting to experience. And so in that, I felt what wealth felt like. What does it feel like in my body to be wealthy? My intention is to have the funds to play with this, to pay this, right? Now I already had the funds to pay it, easy, but I wanted more. And so I wanted to play with money in a way that it would pay for it. And so in that, I followed the inspiration. In that, there were different pathways that were available. And so I allowed for them to come. Click, client, new client. Hey, I'm curious about what it is that you do now. And so I'm curious, I want to work with you and da 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 da. We have a 30-minute conversation. Yeah, I'm in. She pays in full. Boom. I receive a bonus. The bonus comes. Great. Boom. I receive, oh, someone decides they want to pay for it, for my expense, for the expense. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Boom, done. I received something else. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Boom, done. And so there are all of these different pathways of wealth that came back to me because I decided to feel wealthy and I had a focus in the direction of where it wanted to come. Last week, I brought in more than $10,000. The expense was just under $7,000. And so it paid for that and more. Actually, now that I think about it, it was probably 12. I don't even know. And so this is how we create our experiences. This is how we play with it. Now, were there little hiccups that came up where I was able to see where I wasn't willing to receive? Yes. And that's where I shifted that. That awareness allowed for me to shift it. Were there other places that showed up? There might have been, yeah, where I was like feeling a little bit uncomfortable with the energy of it and with so much coming in the direction of it. Did I allow myself to receive it anyway? Yeah. But I didn't focus my attention on, oh, well, what about when, my parents they didn't teach me how to be a steward for my money. And so I have a limiting belief where, money grows on trees and this happens and this happens and this happens. There was none of that. My focus was in what is it that I want? What does it feel like? Am I willing to continue to be inspired and move into that place where I'm going to answer the call? Yes. Oh, you'd like to work with me? Beautiful. Here we are. And so, what if everything that we thought about healing was off just a bit? What if there was a distortion in that thinking? That distortion actually had us focused on all of the things that happened back there. And if we could just let that go, what if we could just let that go? Because all of the wisdom from the past is already there. All of those experiences they created, already done. We have access to those answers. We don't need to know the lesson. We just don't. All we need to do is be aware. To be aware, oh, this is rising up. Beautiful. I decide to have it anyway, and I'm going to continue to move forward. Right? Life is meant to be simple. Simple, not easy, simple. And playing with creating our experiences when we already can see we've created our experiences is simple. And so that's your invitation. Your invitation is to notice those places. Is there a space where I am actually tied to, bound to healing? Where I'm just so attached to that feeling in my body that I actually have a low-grade anxiety that's continuing to run, looking for a problem and then a problem and then a problem. Are you willing to play with that? Are you willing to see that and bring that into your awareness? because that awareness will shift your entire life. We don't have to continue to heal to have what we want. We simply have to be present. Presence is where all of the power is. Presence is where all of the now is. Now. All time is now. Here, now, present. And so as I'm in my presence, I'm focused on what it is that I desire. Past doesn't have to creep up behind me. It doesn't. And so understanding that everything is energy, everything, will help you to move forward in navigating this, understanding that everything that I'm moving out in the creation of what I desire and you is based on my thought and my emotion and what I want. So play with that today. Beautiful. Questions, comments, please feel free to share and I will be happy to respond. Sending you all so much love, and I will talk to you on Monday. Bye for now.